When World War II began, Germany possessed one of the most mechanized armies on Earth. This is the story of every major German military vehicle used during World War II, beginning with the reconnaissance machines and early armored vehicles that formed the backbone of Blitzkrieg. Section 1. Armored Cars. Eyes of the Blitzkrieg. SDKFZ 221. The SDKFZ 221 was a light armored reconnaissance car. Armed with a machine gun and protected by thin armor, it was designed for speed rather than combat. It performed well on roads and open terrain but struggled in mud and snow. Despite its limitations, it provided German commanders with critical battlefield intelligence during early offensives. SDKFZ 222. An improved version of the 221, the SDKFZ 222, mounted a 20mm autocannon. This gave it the ability to engage enemy infantry, light vehicles, and even aircraft at low altitude. It became one of the most common German armored cars of the early war. SDKFZ 231 and 232 8-radians. The 8-wheeled SDKFZ 231 and 232 were heavy armored cars. Designed for long-range reconnaissance, they featured excellent road speed and long operational range. The SDKSE 232 variant included a large radio frame antenna, allowing communication across vast distances. These vehicles were especially effective in Poland, France, and the early stages of the Eastern Front. SDKFZ 234 series. Late war armored cars of the SDKFZ 234 series represented the peak of German reconnaissance design. The most famous variant, the CMC KFZ 234 Hofspuma, mounted a 50 mm armored cars and light tanks effectively. Section 2. Light tanks. Training machines turned weapons. Panzer I. The Panzer I was never meant to fight tanks. Armed only with machine guns and protected by thin armor, it served primarily as a training platform. However, due to shortages, it was used extensively during the invasions of Poland and France. Against unprepared opponents, it was adequate. Against modern weapons, it was vulnerable. Panzer II. The Panzer II was a stopgap solution. Armed with a 20 mm cannon, it offered limited anti-armor capability and became the most common German tank during early campaigns. It formed the backbone of Blitzkrieg operations in 1939 to 1941. As the war progressed, it became obsolete, but its chassis remained invaluable for conversions into tank destroyers, artillery, and support vehicles. Section 3. Early medium tanks. The core of German armor. Panzer III. The Panzer III was designed as Germany's primary tank versus tank vehicle. It featured a 3-man turret, allowing superior crew efficiency. Early versions were armed with smaller guns, later upgraded to counter enemy armor. Though eventually outclassed, the Panzer III set the standard for German tank design and served as the chassis for numerous other vehicles. Panzer IV. Originally designed as an infantry support tank, the Panzer IV became the true workhorse of the German army. It was the only German tank produced continuously throughout the entire war. Upgraded repeatedly with better armor and longer-barreled guns, it adapted to changing battlefield conditions better than any other German vehicle. The Panzer IV fought on every front, from North Africa to the ruins of Berlin. Section 4. Half-tracks mechanizing the infantry. SDKFZ 251. The SDKFZ 251 half-track was the backbone of German mechanized infantry. It transported Panzergrenadiers directly into combat, offering protection from small arms and shrapnel. Variants carried machine guns, mortars, radios, and even anti-tank weapons. It allowed infantry to fight alongside tanks rather than lag behind them. SDKFZ 250. A smaller and lighter half-track, the SDKFZ 250 was used primarily for reconnaissance and command roles. Its compact size made it agile, though cramped for crews. Like the 251, it served as the basis for many specialized variants. Section 5. Tank destroyers and assault guns efficiency over elegance. Stug 3. The Stug 3 was Germany's most produced armored fighting vehicle of the war. Built on the Panzer III chassis, It removed the turret and mounted a fixed gun in a low-profile superstructure. Originally designed to support infantry, it evolved into one of the most effective tank killers on the battlefield. Cheap, reliable, and easy to mass produce, the Stug 3 embodied German wartime pragmatism. Stug 4. As Panzer III chassis production declined, Germany adapted the Stug concept to the Panzer IV chassis. The result was the Stug 4 functionally similar, but built from more readily available components. It continued the assault gun's role as a defensive ambush predator. Marder 1, 2, and 3. The Marder series were emergency solutions. Using obsolete tank chassis, Germany mounted powerful anti-tank guns on open-topped platforms. These vehicles offered excellent firepower but minimal protection. They were vulnerable, uncomfortable, and dangerous to crew, but they filled a critical gap during periods of armored crisis. Jagdpanzer 38T Hetzer. Small, angular, and difficult to detect, the Hetzer was a compact tank destroyer built on a checked chassis. Its sloped armor and low silhouette made it effective in ambush roles, particularly in the later stages of the war when Germany fought defensively. Jagdpanzer IV. Built on the Panzer IV chassis, the Jagdpanzer IV mounted a long-barreled 75 mm gun in a fixed casemate. It combined strong frontal armor with powerful firepower, making it one of the most balanced German tank destroyers. Jagdpanther. Often regarded as the best German tank destroyer of the war, the Jagdpanther combined the Panther chassis with the deadly 88 mm gun. It offered an exceptional balance of speed, protection, and firepower, but arrived too late and in insufficient numbers to alter the war's outcome. Ferdinand Elephant. Built on rejected Porsche Tiger hulls, the Ferdinand was heavily armored and armed with a long 88 mm gun. While nearly impervious from the front, early versions lacked a machine gun, leaving them vulnerable to infantry. Later upgraded and renamed Elephant, these vehicles remained powerful but mechanically unreliable. Jagdtiger. The Jagdtiger was the heaviest armored fighting vehicle to see operational service in World War II. Armed with a massive 128 MN, could destroy any Allied tank at extreme range. However, its immense weight caused frequent breakdowns and logistical problems. It represented the limits of German heavy armor philosophy. Section 6. Self-Propelled Artillery and Rocket Vehicles. Wespe. Built on the Panzer II chassis, the Wespe was a light self-propelled artillery piece. It provided mobile indirect fire support to armored units and was valued for its speed and reliability. Hummel. The Hummel carried a heavy 150 mm howitzer on a hybrid Panzer III and IV chassis. It delivered devastating firepower but carried limited ammunition, requiring support vehicles to remain effective. Grill. Mounted on the Czech 38T chassis, the Grill carried a heavy infantry gun. It provided direct fire support against fortifications and entrenched infantry. Sturmpanzer IV Brummbär. Designed for urban combat, the Brummbär mounted a large caliber short-barreled gun on a Panzer IV chassis. Its purpose was simple: demolish buildings and fortified positions at close range. Sturmtiger. Built on the Tiger I chassis, the Sturmtiger fired a massive rocket-propelled charge. Designed for crushing heavily fortified urban areas, it was rare, terrifying, and logistically demanding. Panzerwerfer 42. The Panzerwerfer mounted a multi-barrel rocket launcher on a half-track chassis. It provided mobile saturation bombardment, combining firepower with the ability to rapidly relocate. Section 7 Anti-Aircraft Vehicles. Flakpanzer IV Mobilwagen. An early self-propelled anti-aircraft platform, the Mobilwagen mounted a 20 mm or 37 mm gun with folding armor panels. It offered limited protection but increased mobility. Flakpanzer IV Wirbelwind. The Wirbelwind featured a quad 20 mm gun in an open turret. It created a dense wall of fire effective against low-flying aircraft and infantry. Flakpanzer IV Ostwind. Improving upon the Wirbelwind, the Ostwind mounted a single 37 mm gun, increasing range and stopping power. Flakpanzer 38T, a lighter anti-aircraft platform built on the 38T chassis. It provided stopgap air defense for mechanized units. Section 8 Logistics Trucks, the unsung backbone. Opel Blitz. The Opel Blitz was the most important German truck of the war. Reliable, simple, and mass-produced, it carried troops, fuel, ammunition, and supplies across every front. Variants included ambulance trucks, radio vans, and mobile workshops. As fuel shortages worsened, many Blitz trucks were converted to run on wood gas, severely reducing performance. Krupp Protz. Recognizable by its sloped hood and six-wheel drive, the Krupp Protz was widely used to tow artillery and transport infantry. It was especially common in early campaigns and performed well on rough terrain. RSO Rappenschlepper Ost. Designed specifically for the Eastern Front, the RSO was a slow, tracked tractor. It sacrificed speed for traction, allowing it to operate in deep mud and snow where wheeled vehicles failed. Section 9. Motorcycles and Light Vehicles. BMW R75 and Zundap KS 750. These heavy motorcycles featured driven sidecar wheels, making them capable of off-road travel. Used for reconnaissance, convoy escort, and rapid communication, they were fast but vulnerable. Kettenkrad. A hybrid between motorcycle and tracked vehicle, the Kettenkrad could traverse terrain that stopped trucks cold. Originally designed for airborne forces, it became invaluable on the Eastern Front for towing light guns and aircraft on airfields. Section 10. Engineering, recovery, and support vehicles. Bergepanzer vehicles. Recovery variants based on Panzer III, Panzer IV, and Panther chassis were used to retrieve damaged tanks. These vehicles operated close to the front, often under fire, to prevent valuable equipment from being captured or destroyed. Bridge-laying vehicles. Modified tank chassis carried deployable bridges, allowing armored units to cross rivers and anti-tank ditches rapidly. Speed and bridging often determined whether an advance succeeded or stalled.